1458am and DAB, smart speaker, mobile app and LeicaRadio.com.
This is Leica Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 9, a minister's admitted the system in place to deal with irresponsible behaviour in Parliament isn't working sufficiently well. The Commons Speaker's calling for a radical reform to working practices following a number of bullying and sexual misconduct claims against MPs. Tory Neil Parish resigned yesterday after watching pornography in the chamber. The Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng feels he did the right thing by stepping down.
He did something which in most other professions you would be sacked for doing. And he voluntarily resigned. And I think his position was very difficult.
Several Ukrainian civilians have escaped from a steel plant in the besieged city of Mariupol as Russia steps up its assault on the southeast of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky is pleading with Russian troops not to fight, warning thousands of them will die. A man's been charged with murder after a body was discovered in a town near Swansea. 66-year-old Timothy Dundon was found in Neath on Wednesday. North Sea oil and gas companies are facing pressure from the government to invest their profits in accelerating domestic energy production. The government's written a letter to firms calling for them to provide a clear plan to spend their profits on improving production in the UK. In sport, a fight billed as the biggest in women's boxing history turned out to be a classic, as Katie Taylor retained her status as the undisputed lightweight champion. She beat Amanda Serrano on split points decision in New York. Elsewhere, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says there's no room for error in the Premier League title race as both contenders won again. His side beat Newcastle 1-0 before Manchester City thrashed Leeds 4-0 to retain their 1-point lead.
For us, the number of games we still have to play are really, it's a lot. We should better win everything because otherwise it could be tricky.
Norwich were relegated after losing 2-0 at Aston Villa, and Celtic can all but win the Scottish Premiership title race this lunchtime if they beat old firm rivals Rangers. That's the latest. I'm Scarlett Borden-Gore.
Oh dear, Max has got more fleas. Not sure we can jump on this right away.
One of Mira's vets has just relocated and her small team is already dog-tired. She needs to hire.
I'm sorry we can't see him in a tick. What about in 2 weeks?
Indeed can help her find great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates using Indeed assessments to make sure they have the experience your job needs. To start hiring, visit Indeed.com/try today.
Leica Radio 1458 and Leica Gold 1035, a part of the Leica Group. Leica Radio Weather is brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com or call 0207 580 5000.
The weather today, Sunday, 1st of May 2022. Light cloud and gentle breeze in London and surrounding areas. Top temperature 15 centigrade. Sunset is at 8:23 p.m.
Weather was brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com.
Leica Radio.
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Leica Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the 108th edition of Talking Points on Leica Radio with me, Keith Vaz. Thank you for joining us today, Sunday, the 1st of May 2022. May Day. I hope you're having a great weekend. Happy birthday this week to Geeta Patel, Pradeep Dulab, Jogger Singh Sandhu and to Dinu Bhattisa. The war in Ukraine enters its 10th week. Russia has cut off gas supplies to both Poland and Bulgaria on the grounds that they don't want to pay for their gas with rubles. And the Kremlin has warned that any other country that refuses to pay in their currency will also be cut off. Eid is predicted to begin either tonight or tomorrow evening at the first sight of the crescent moon at sunset. We would like to wish in advance a blessed Eid Mubarak to all Muslims in the UK. May your celebrations be memorable for you and your families. Today is also International Workers' Day, or May Day. The date was first chosen in 1889 by the Marxist International Socialist Congress in Paris and originated from a long-fought battle by workers' movements to establish the 8-hour working day. Well, it's Sunday, so we really have it off already. But tomorrow we get another day, so we celebrate May Day tomorrow. On the programme today, we'll be talking to my special guests, starting with the Chief Executive of Advantech, Samit Kumar Biswas, about health tourism and the support that his business is providing to the NHS. We're then off to Leicester to talk to a community leader, Ruxana Hussain, who'll be telling us about her organisation, Outspoken, how she is equipping women in particular to take up their skills. Finally, we'll end the day with a chat with cardiologist Dr. Sarandeep Marwaha. She's going to be taking part in a special charity event tomorrow, which will involve up to 19,000 people running through the centre of London. She'll be running in the Vitality 10-kilometre race. But before all that, let's hear some music.
जब लड़कों के दिलों में तू आग लगा दे बेबी फायर नकली से नखरे तू करे जब देखे हमें झूठी लायर काला काला चश्मा जचता तेरे मुखड़े पे जैसे काला दिल जचता है तेरे चुन पे अपनी अदाओं से ज्यादा नहीं तो 10-12 लड़के तो मार ही देती होगी तू दिन में
तुझे जैसे 36 फिरते हैं मेरे वर्गी और न होनी वे वर्गी और न होनी वर्गी और न होनी तू मुंडा बिल्कुल देसी है मैं कटरीना तो सोनी वे मैं फेड अप हो गई हूं मुंडिया मैं फेड अप हो गई हूं मुंडिया सुन सुन के तेरे दुखड़े वे मैनू काला चश्मा ओ मैनू काला 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 ओ मैनू काला चश्मा जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते मैनू काला चश्मा जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते
सड़कों पे चले जब लड़कों के दिलों में तू आग लगा दे बेबी फायर नकली से न करे तू करे जब देखे हमें झूठी लायर
मैनू काला चश्मा ओ मैनू काला काला चश्मा ए काला चश्मा ओ काला 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 चश्मा जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते 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 London's biggest station hit Like a Radio.
Like a Radio channel sponsor Tilda Rice. Elevate your festive dishes with Tilda.
These long summer days means you break your fast much later. Tropical Sun Coconut Water gives your body the much needed rejuvenation for Ramadan. Tropical Sun Coconut Water, your iftari and sehri partner.
We've got great deals at Morrison's this Eid, like a 5-kilo VT Super Basmati rice box for just £7.50. Or how about a 750-gram pick and mix party bag for just £4? Morrison's. Make good things happen. Selected stores and online, subject to availability. When it's gone, it's gone.
पाकिस्तान पैसे भिजवाने का सबसे बेफिक्र तरीका बेफिक्र मोबाइल ऐप डाउनलोड बेफिक्र ऐप today or visit bayfikr.net.
Celebrate all your special moments with Haldiram's. Your most loved Haldiram sweets are made in the UK. Now available at Sainsbury's and Asian grocery stores across the country. You can also order online at www.haldiramuk.com.
The one thing COVID did give us, digital transformation. If you're serious about digital growth and would like a tactical approach to your digital marketing, then remember the name Hearty Hanks. With over 20 years experience and a proven track record, we have the talent and know-how to deliver online success. Hearty Hanks, experts in consultancy, branding, design, e-commerce, search and social. Call Hearty Hanks today on 020 8827 1600 or visit hhdigital.uk. Hearty Hanks, your partners for digital success.
हर खाने में रंग भरे महक और स्वाद भी हल्दी धनिया मिर्ची जीरा है लाजवाब सभी बेमिसाल है इनकी क्वालिटी शुद्ध और निराले चुटकी भर खानम मसाले चुटकी भर खानम मसाले खानम मसाले.
Have you got a wedding in the family soon? Are you shortly celebrating your anniversary? Do you miss out the fantastic sale of beautiful gold and diamond jewellery at Minar the Diamond Specialist, 181 Upper Tooting Road, London SW17 7TG. Visit minarjewellers.com. Phone 020 8767 7627. The Hero Banti 2, Nawazuddin Siddiqui playing the evil Leila, has given an epic performance. So will Tiger Shroff be able to fight him off? Tiger Shroff is also seen romancing Tara Sutaria in Hero Banti 2 in cinemas now.
Eid Mubarak from travelup.com. Our lowest prices guaranteed only when you book directly through travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000.
Asian groceries यानी कि
Om Cash and Carry, Om Cash and Carry.
डार्लिंग दाल में कोई स्वाद नहीं है.
ऐसी बकवास दालें लाओगे तो स्वाद कहाँ से लाऊं?
लेकिन पड़ोस वाली रीटा की दाल तो
वो अपनी सारी ग्रोसरी ओम कैश एंड कैरी से लाती है. वीगन दालें और स्पाइरन के मसाले.
ठीक है मैं अभी ओम कैश एंड कैरी चलता हूँ.
सीधे वहीं जाना और सुनो रीटा अपना शॉपिंग कर आई है.
Om Cash and Carry.
omcashandcarry.co.uk.
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Like a Radio.
Welcome back. This is Talking Points with Keith Vaz on Leica Radio. Let's go first to Canary Wharf to talk to the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Avantech Health, Samit Kumar Biswas. Samit Kumar Biswas has over 26 years of experience in the healthcare industry. He founded Avantech with a vision to create a premium 24/7 global personalized healthcare and transportation service. We'll be talking to him today about what it takes to be a CEO of such an up-to-the-minute industry in healthcare. But it's worth noting one particular fact. In 2021 alone, there were 2.1 million 999 calls to the London Ambulance Service. And indeed, that kind of volume is so great and has become greater because of COVID. The question to be asked is a company like Avantech ready to participate in trying to make sure that we keep our health service as the best in the world? Let's talk to him now. He joins us this morning from Canary Wharf. Good morning, Samit Kumar Biswas.
Good morning, Kit. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. But more to the point, how are you? I hope that running a health care company means that you are always in perfect health. Is that right?
Yes, supposed to be, but managing such an enormous support system to the people of UK and the NHS, we have to be healthy and fit every time.
Now, you're originally from India, where you graduated with a degree in zoology from the University of Burdwan, followed by an MBA in international business from the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. It's quite an interesting area, isn't it, when you do something like an MBA? Is that when you decided to actually concentrate on healthcare, or had you made that decision earlier on?
Not really. It's a funny story, particularly in Bengali community in India, in West Bengal. Every parent wants to be their son or daughter either a doctor or an engineer. And that was my personal ambition as well, to being a doctor. But coming from a mediocre family. We do not have that financial support so that we can go to a private medical college to study medicine. At the same time, I could not clear my medical entrance exams. So that is something it was there inside my heart to be somewhere in the medical healthcare industry. So once I pass out from zoology, Bardor University in zoology, and cleared my MBA FIFT, I joined pharmaceutical companies to grow and build up my healthcare career. But the reason I started this company is some kind of personal history. In 2001, I got married, and then my wife's elder uncle, he had some medical issues, and we could not save him. We had taken to the hospital. There's no doctor. He was lying on the floor for a couple of days without any treatment. There's no ambulance. So that was the decision that we made intentionally. What if that you have a world healthcare technology, best healthcare?
Samit, you also have a strong background in pharmaceuticals. You've worked with some of the real giants, GlaxoSmithKline and Johnson & Johnson. How important is your enormously varied experience when it comes to running the kind of company that you did? I mean, as you say, with our Asian family background, there's usually big pressure for people to go and work in a family firm. But you went to some of the real icons of the healthcare industry. Do you think that was a valuable experience? Is that what you'd recommend to others?
Exactly, because I was quite lucky in that way. Wherever I worked with the best company in the world. So be it in pharmaceuticals, GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, or in medical device, in Johnson & Johnson or Medtronic. It actually gave me the exposure in both sides. So as I said, my personal story to starting the business or my personal family law. So that gave me the patient perspective. And while working in those companies, I have that admin and operational expertise to running a successful healthcare company. And that is immensely valuable. And that is the courage that I had to start Advatech after working for GSK and J&J for almost 20 years.
And then you, as you say, you started Advatech. So many advances at so fast a pace in terms of global technological advancements. How do you keep up with all the changes that are taking place? I mean, there's a new company born every day, isn't there?
Yeah, you're right. But, at the core of the healthcare model is basically the patients and service provider. And the gap in India was huge. Nowadays it's cutting down. But when it started 2010 in India, it was a huge gap. And that was the whole idea, to cut down this gap and make an accessible healthcare to everybody. Because in India, the demand and supply for the doctor and patient is always high. One doctor is to see 200, 300 patients a day. And it's very difficult for them to concentrate. So that was why we created this company, Advatech, as an intermediary between the patient and the hospital or the service provider.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to the entrepreneur Samit Kumar Biswas, who set up and has run a very successful company in healthcare, Advatech Health. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about medical tourism and also the other work that he does in terms of healthcare. Join us after the break.
बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बन मेरी महबूबा मैं तेनू ताज पवा दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बन मेरी महबूबा मैं तेनू ताज पवा दूंगा सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी शाहजहान मैं तेरा तेनू मुमताज बना दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बदन तेरे दी खुशबू मैनू सोहना देवे नी रातां नू उठ उठ के सोचा बारे तेरे नी बदन तेरे दी खुशबू मैनू सोहना देवे नी रातां नू उठ उठ के सोचा बारे तेरे नी सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी हाँ कर कर दे तू मैनू मैं दुनिया नू हिला दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा तेरे नाम दा आया नी तेरे पीछे दुनियादारी छड़ मैं आया नी इश्क बुलावा मैनू तेरे नाम दा आया नी तेरे पीछे दुनियादारी छड़ मैं आया नी सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी दिल दी है जागीर तेरा मैं नाम लिखवा दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल आजा नी आजा सोनी आजा मेरे दिल दे कोल आजा नी आजा सोनी आजा मेरे दिल दे कोल अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी शाहजहान मैं तेरा तेनू मुमताज बना दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा
Like a Radio.
Flight updates are brought to you by travelup.com. Flights, hotels and holidays.
Let's go for a flight update. All flights are as scheduled, but please check with your flight operators before heading to the airport.
Flight updates were brought to you by travelup.com. Lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through travelup.com. Call 0207 580 5000.
Like a Radio.
Like a Radio channel sponsor, Tilda Rice. Elevate your festive dishes with Tilda.
We've got great deals at Morrison's this Eid, like a 5 kilo VT Super Basmati rice box for just £7.50. Or how about a 750 gram pick and mix party bag for just £4? Morrison's. Make good things happen. Selected stores and online, subject to availability. When it's gone, it's gone.
Every time I take off, my heart stays back in India. Mere apnon ke paas, wherever I reside in the world, my heart still beats India ki dhun par. Bas isliye, it's time to make a home in my homeland. Now buy your dream home in India from UK with ICICI Bank Home Loans for the Indian at heart.
The home loans and services are subject to Reserve Bank of India rules and offered by ICICI Bank Limited India. Terms and conditions apply. Call us on 0344 412 4444 or visit icicibank.co.uk.
बेफिक्र ऐप की जानिब से आप सबको दिली ईद मुबारक। आज ही बेफिक्र ऐप डाउनलोड कीजिए और बेफिक्री से प्यारों को पाकिस्तान में ईदी दीजिए, खुशियाँ दीजिए, खुशियाँ पाइए, बेफिक्री से ईद मनाइए। For more info, visit bayfikr.net.
माह रमजान की इबादत, रोजे, तरावी, नवाफिल, ज़कात, सदकात और फितराने के बाद अल्लाह की जानिब से मोमिनों को ईद उल फितर की आमद पर मुबारकबाद। शवाल की पहली रात यानी चांद रात आपका मेजबान रॉकी खान और आपकी हर दिल अजीज अनीसा नासिर जी लेकर आ रहे हैं खसूसी चांद रात ट्रांसमिशन फ्रॉम रॉयल नवाब लंदन ऑन 1 मई दोपहर 2 बजे से रात गए 1 बजे तक। क्रिएटिव टीम इवेंट्स एक बार फिर से आप सब के लिए लाई खुशियाँ जी स्टोन प्रॉपर्टीज और FMC लॉजिस्टिक के हमरा। ये चांद रात कुछ खास, हम आप और सब साथ साथ।
बिना चांद के आसमान कैसा लगेगा?
बिल्कुल अधूरा।
बिना शीरी के फरहाद,
अकेली।
बिना लबाबदार बिरयानी के ईद,
तौबा तौबा।
तभी तो कहती हूँ कि कुछ जोड़ियाँ बेजोड़ होती हैं, जैसे कि लंबे और नफीस ग्रेन्स वाला टिल्डा ग्रैंड एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस और बिरयानी।
अब समझ आया बिरयानी को बेहतरीन बनाता है कौन। Elevate your biryani with Tilda Grand Extra Long Basmati Rice. Ramadan Mubarak from Tilda.
Grace Entertainment presents the return of Sunidhi Chauhan live in the UK. On Sunday, the 10th of July 2022 at the Eventim Apollo, London. For tickets, contact Videorama on 0208 907 0116 or via Ticketmaster and Eventim. Sunidhi Chauhan UK Tour. Radio partner, Leica Radio.
There are some things you can enjoy with your BFF and some with your bae, right? Like posting embarrassing pics of each other.
Definitely BFF.
Make a collaborative playlist.
Bae.
And there's one line that we shouldn't cross.
Never kiss your best friend.
The super hit rom-com drama series Never Kiss Your Best Friend is back with season 2, starring Nakul Mehta and Anya Singh, streaming exclusively on ZEE5.
Ali Bhavan's unbeatable prices on Jamin, Haldiram, Hira, Foodco, TRS, Natco, Tilda, Shana, Ashoka, Kofresh, Shan, VT, Top Up, Tropical Sun, Maggie, Raja, Ashirvad and lots more. Ali Bhavan, 11 to 15 Marketplace, Bexley Heath, DA 670Z. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit alibhavan.com with ample parking.
महंगाई के इस दौर में ठंडक की राहत लीजिए पेंट वैली से। थर्स्ट क्वेंचिंग मॉकटेल्स लाइक कुल्फी फलूदा, कोकम, काला खट्टा, कच्ची कैरी, केसर, गुलाब, पान पसंद और कैरी पुदीना flavors, among many others. Available at your local Asian grocery shops or visit pentvalley.com. Call 0208 1065716.
Sergey, got the pick and mix? Oh yeah. What movie have we watched? How about adventure? Oh, thrilling. Or a romance? Oh, heart-melting. Or a musical. Who doesn't love a sing-along? I just can't decide. Give me a couple of more hours. What?
Meerkat your Tuesdays or Wednesdays with 2-for-1 cinema tickets when you switch through Compare the Market. With a qualifying product, 1 membership a year, participating cinemas, Tuesday or Wednesday, 2 standard tickets only, cheapest free, T's and C's apply.
Missed a show on Leica Radio? Listen back or listen live via the new Leica Radio mobile app. Download it today and listen wherever you are. Keith Vaz on Talking Points. Leica.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Leica Radio on Talking Points. I'm talking to the founder of Advotech Health, Samit Kumar Biswas, about the origins of his company, and we'll move on and talk about his visions for the future. Samit, medical tourism is not a term that a lot of people would understand in the UK. In India, however, you essentially revolutionised healthcare response and transport to hospitals through the tourism sector with web apps as well as training programs. Why did you decide to do this? Is it because of some personal experience that you had when you visited the Seven Hills Hospital or the Apollo Hospital in Mumbai, or is it something that you feel the market leads you to?
No, in India, you're right. It's basically every patient's move for different part. So I am from West Bengal, and people always go to South India, like Chennai, for the treatment. Similarly, Chennai patient goes to Delhi or Mumbai for the treatment. So it is quite familiar in India. But UK, the whole idea we try to get to support NHS when the waiting list is too high, and there is so other way that aggregator company like us we work on, and that's the whole idea to move from India to UK. And also like to mention here the Department of International Trade who shortlisted us to technology so that we can bring to the UK and support NHS to cut down the long waiting list and offer better patient-centric care.
This year, Samit, you're celebrating the 12th anniversary of the founding of your company.
Yes.
You've gone on to expand your operations all over the UK. What are your ambitions for the future? What plans do you have to either change the nature of the work that you do or expand that work into other areas in Europe?
It's a very interesting question, Keith, particularly because, as you said, we started in India as a medical tourism, but in UK, we are doing completely different job, and we are the first company in the world, not in UK, who started creating a technology that called digital safeguarding of our vulnerable adults. Because we had an experience running ambulances in India, and in UK, ambulances always in demand, particularly sending patients back home. So that is the reason we have seen we have a long waiting. We have seen people are waiting in the bed after getting discharged. So similarly, our technology can help them to cut down those discharges and take patients back home safely with technology. In technology, just take 1 minute extra here. Using technology, we offer live coverage of the whole journey. At the same time, remote medical monitoring. So if someone is moved by our vehicle, you can see the whole journey as a live in your app. At the same time, you can see the medical condition of their, like their oxygen saturation or blood pressure, body temperature, etc. It really brings a good value to the NHS where we talk to safeguarding our elderly, vulnerable adults.
Why is there such an aversion in the NHS amongst the workers and indeed the public to the involvement of the private sector? In America, of course, it's gone completely the other way. You can't go anywhere without showing your credit card or showing your insurance, and so many people in America don't have that insurance. You've got a private sector company that you feel can fill a gap because obviously the taxpayer can't pay for everything. Right. How do you start that dialogue? That's what's of interest to me. How do you make people understand that, you know, when we hear facts like there are 2.1 million 999 calls every single year to the NHS, which they're trying to cope with, that you can actually provide added value rather than take any of it away?
Exactly. So what we are bringing into NHS, because, you know, the number of calls they're getting is massive. The patient's waiting time is huge. So our technology actually offering a cut down in the whole process and the cost, ultimately saving taxpayer money. That service that you're offering, similar to ambulance, at 1/7 of the cost. You know, there's so many papers available. When I just said they're spending almost £550 per hour for a bed blocking and ambulance maintenance, but a similar job is done by us only £35. So that is the value we're bringing. And some trust like East of England Ambulance Trust, Essex County Council, they could see the value and they started using our technology and services for their elderly patients and elderly residents.
Samit Biswas, this is a fascinating area which, because of the COVID pandemic, has caused a lot of people to think about the way in which we deliver healthcare. Very briefly, just tell us how different the landscape is for health as a result of COVID.
No, it's completely changed now. Now, even we are also launching a new service where you can get a GP consultation sitting back in your home. So we have our own ambulances. We are fitting a telemedicine technology and connecting doctors with that technology. So we can take the patient instead of the hospital. Ambulance goes with the equipment to the patient house and connect with the doctors. So again, we are cutting down the GP waiting time, and it is just a minuscule of the cost we are spending. So we are bringing healthcare to the doorstep, and that only possible because of the COVID. We could see how technology can deliver at the end of the day, be it healthcare or any other service.
Samit Kumar Biswas, we could spend the whole morning talking to you about healthcare services because it's a fascinating area, but I'm afraid time is against us. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on Leica Radio on May Day. We always ask our very special guests to choose a song that means something to them and to dedicate it to somebody. Who would you like to choose as your person you'd like to dedicate your song to, and which song would you like to choose?
Yeah, the song is Jab Koi Baat Bigar Jaye by Kumar Sanu, and I want to dedicate this song to my beautiful wife Ratna, who is also my business partner. She is with me my whole journey.
Thank you very much, Samit Kumar Biswas. Thank you for joining us and have a great Sunday.
Thank you, Keith. It's nice to be here on your program. Thank you very much to all the Leica listeners. So wish you all the best. Thank you very much again.
Let's hear Samit Kumar Biswas' song.
जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा। जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा। न कोई है न कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा। तुम देना साथ मेरा तक रात देता है हर कोई साथ तुम मगर अंधेरों में ना छोड़ना मेरा हाथ हो चांदनी जब तक रात देता है हर कोई साथ तुम मगर अंधेरों में ना छोड़ना मेरा हाथ जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा न कोई है न कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Like a Radio.
Welcome back. This is Talking Points with me, Keith Vaz, on Leica Radio. We're going to go from Canary Wharf up to Leicester and talk to our next guest, Rukhsana Hussain, a community leader who, amongst many different projects, founded the organisation Outspoken. Outspoken aims to work in communities to understand, empower, educate individuals to create a safe space for their voices to be heard. She's also set up sustainable training programs in Kashmir, including the provision of support for people to develop sewing skills. She's trained over 200 women to date. Let's talk to her now. Good morning, Rukhsana Hussain.
Good morning, Keith.
Rukhsana, do you think when you started off at life that you were destined to be in a position where you were going to influence people in this way to empower them? Or had you or your family, because it's sometimes a family decision, had something else in mind for what you wanted to do with your life?
I think maybe family did have a different view of what I might do in my life. And I think helping was always part of that. But I personally do feel I was born to help others. I think being good at something and having the added passion to reach out to, provide service or be of purpose to your community, I think was my mission in life. And I've always, from a very young age, been the first one to stand up and go, yeah, I can help with that. So I think for me, born to help others.
Now, you founded many projects with several forming under your organisation, Outspoken. Tell me some of the things that you do to try and encourage people to educate themselves and to give them the skills to cope with life.
Yeah, so currently we're running a few projects. We've got some ladies projects going on. So we have a ladies monthly bring and share. So we bring communities together through food, and that's in collaboration with Leicestershire Cares. So we do that just to bring ladies together where they can bring food, different cultures, and really just to start conversing and speaking about issues maybe that they face on a daily or weekly basis. We also offer a weekly sports session, Sports for Fun, and again in collaboration with Leicester in the community. And this offers an opportunity for women to get out and get active. And all the women who attend that currently are from the BAME community. So it was really an offer to them for them to come out and do something that they wanted to do, which was sport. And they didn't really have the confidence to be able to join existing classes that were out there. So we've set up a class that works for them. We also have a tea and talk session just before that session, because we found that not only did we need to work on the physical health, we also need to work on the mental health. So we have that session in order for women to get together again, have a chat, speak to each other, empower, give insight from their own experiences to help uplift those women, so that when we do the practical session, they're starting to build those relationships between their mental health and physical health, but also with other ladies as well.
Have you got any new projects in mind?
Yeah, so we have our youth outreach project, which we'll be starting and be doing that in collaboration with 3 other organisations from Leicester and Leicestershire, and we will be going out and doing some street engagement in the East Leicester area.
We live in an age where individuals using their mobile phones can communicate with anyone in the globe. And there are so many social media platforms, we sometimes forget which one we're using. I know I do. Do you think that what you do in bringing people together is actually a very important addition to that? Whereas people can now speak their minds in the comforts of their home, it's important to give them the skills of actually working together. Do you think as a society we're becoming more isolated?
Yeah, I definitely think we are. And I think that, yes, with social media being a platform to use, you can do that in the comfort of your own home. And I think there's that added confidence, isn't it? Because it's not a conversation and there isn't that comeback straight away. So I think that definitely there is that sense of isolation. However, I think we do use a lot of sessions where we get people face to face together to then bring back the art of talking, because I do think with social media, we've sort of lost that. So we really promote that through Outspoken, the art of talking.
You've done some amazing work, Ruxana, and thank you for sharing that experience with us. Others believe that you've done terrific work because you won the Wonder Woman Award in 2017 for the work that you've done, a deserved honour. It's always nice to get honours of that kind. I'm sure you don't seek them, but when you get them, it actually provides people with the opportunity of being inspired, doesn't it? And they themselves want to aspire to do things of that kind. Are you happy to continue along this path, or is there something else that you want to do?
No, I think that this is going to sort of be my mission for life, to help others, to promote how we can contribute in positive change for our own communities. And if I can inspire others to do the same, then that workload for me is reduced and there'll be so many other people doing that. So yeah, in terms of, getting recognition, that's really important, but also to use that, as you said, to inspire others.
Ruxana Hussain, founder of Outspoken, thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Points on Leica Radio. We hope you have a great May Day bank holiday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Keith, for having me on the show, and thank you to all of your listeners on Leica Radio.
Leica Radio. Leica Radio.
Traffic and travel.
I'm Michael Page. The M4 Heathrow Spur is still queuing heading into the airport. It's back to the main carriageway at Junction 4. In Hounslow on the A315 London Road, emergency repairs means there are temporary lights near to the Bridge Road junction. And in Twickenham, the A305 York Street is still closed for water main work between London Road and Aragon Road. In Upper Edmonton, the North Circular westbound has a lane closed for emergency repairs at the 4th Street Tunnel. And the District Line has no service between Dagenham East and West Ham because of a faulty train at East Ham. And that's the latest traffic and travel.
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London. This is Leica Radio. Leica Radio channel sponsor Tilda Rice. Elevate your festive dishes with Tilda.
Punjab National Bank International Limited launches mobile app for personal customers. Whether you want to send money to India or view your latest balance, do that on the go. Simply download our app for free from your mobile app store. Terms and conditions apply. For more details, please visit
www.pnbint.com. Deposit protection from FSCS. Authorized by the PRA and regulated by FCA and PRA.
Scoop Herb Ramadan Special Khajur and Badam Fresh Ice Cream. Celebrate your Ramadan with Scoop Herb Ice Cream. Scoop Herb on Rayners Lane, Harrow and Alperton, Wembley. Open till late during Ramadan.
There's a solution to getting on the housing ladder. There's a solution to being within easy commuting distance of London. There's a solution to having a great home life and vibrant community. Evolution is the solution. Evolution in Southall has many styles of apartments, all available with shared ownership, and they're ready to move into now. Find out more about Evolution. Visit networkhomessales.co.uk.
Dairy Valley wishes you all Eid Mubarak. Celebrate this Eid with family and superior quality Dairy Valley paneer, gulab jamun, ras malai, barfi and desi ghee. Dairy Valley available at Asian supermarkets near you. This Ramadan, open your heart to those less fortunate with the Living is Giving campaign in association with Morrison's. Buy any participating pack and a portion of the price will be donated to the Together for Short Lives, a charity helping parents and their terminally ill children make the most of their limited time together. Lend a helping hand with the Living is Giving campaign in association with Morrison's. Participating brands Medina, Salam, Indus, Shazan's Select, The Mocktail Company and Rubicon.
Like Path Travel, we're agents of our customers to help you get the best travel solutions for worldwide travel. For air tickets, RT-PCR, hotel, tours and visas. Call now at 0203 463 7788.
Join the team of Leica Radio this Sunday for a live broadcast with a Chand Raat special by Creative Team Events, FMC Logistics and G Stones Properties, being held at the Royal Nawab London. We're live from 7 p.m. onwards on Leica Radio.
Eid Mubarak from Ali Bhavan in Bexley Heath, a large, spacious, hygienic Asian superstore. Open daily from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Visit alibhavan.com. Eid Mubarak from Ali Bhavan.
अल्लाह की जानिब से रमजान की इबादत का तोहफा ईद उल फितर तारिक हलाल की जानिब से आप सबको दिली ईद मुबारक। ईद मनाइए, लजीज खाने पकाइए, फ्रेश हलाल मीट के साथ खुशियां मनाइए अपनों के साथ, सबके साथ। फ्रॉम तारिक हलाल, विजिट tarikhalal.com।
London's popular stations, Leica Radio and Leica Gold, are now available on the new Leica Radio mobile app. Download it and listen to both stations wherever you are. Keith Vaz on Talking Points. Leica.
Welcome back. This is Talking Points with Keith Vaz on Leica Radio. My final guest today is limbering up in Green Park. Dr. Sarandeep Mawara, a cardiologist at St. George's Hospital in London, specialises in inherited cardiac conditions, sports cardiology and sudden death. Sarandeep will be running in the 10,000 kilometre Vitality Challenge in support of cardiac risk in the young, a charity that is striving to help prevent young sudden death cardiac conditions. Every week in the United Kingdom, at least 12 young people die of undiagnosed heart conditions. Let's talk to her. Dr. Mawara joins us from Green Park. Good morning, Dr. Mawara.
Good morning. Thank you, Keith, for having me on your program.
Sarandeep, this is a very important charity. How did you get involved? And I for one, am completely shocked at the numbers that I've just read out. 12 young people a week from undiagnosed heart conditions. Normally, it's people like me over the age of 60 who get these conditions.
Yes. I mean, it is quite shocking. I got involved, obviously, through training, did general cardiology. I was exposed to heart attacks being Asian myself from family members. But what you realize, it's not just the blood flow to the heart or heart attacks that cause death. It's actually, you can inherit a condition where you are well, have no symptoms, and there's actually an electrical fault or a structural fault of your heart, and you get no warning and you can suddenly drop dead. And that's often more devastating when a young individual has died from that.
Absolutely. It must be shocking to all those who are related to them or have them as friends. You're going to do a fundraising event tomorrow, starting at Green Park and ending at Buckingham Palace. And in between, you're going to do a lot of landmarks. How many people do you expect on this particular run? How many are doctors? And how long do you think is going to last?
Well, this is a 10-kilometre run starting in Green Park, covering the major landmarks, like you mentioned. It will take up to 2 hours. And in 2019, pre-pandemic, there was 19,000 people that participated in this race. This year is the first time post-pandemic that the mass event is back. Previous years it's been virtual. And our team at Cardiac Risk of the Young, which consisting of Professor Sanjay Sharma and various doctors and nurses, are coming together because we want to commit to the family members that have fundraised for us previously, and we want to raise as much money as possible for doing more screening events around the country. So there's a group of us at St. George's Hospital that have decided to do this year, and we're planning to continue to do this in future years as well.
How much money do you hope to raise? I've gone online and I've did a little click and made a contribution to you and your colleagues. Is it a certain target that you're after, or is it just whatever people are prepared to give?
I think whether you can give £1 or whether you can give £1,000, every little bit helps. For us to do a screening event for a family, we travel around the country and we screen up to hundreds of people between the ages of 14 and 35. So the more that people can give, the more screening events that we can do and the more people that we'll reach out to. And also it contributes to the research that we're conducting at St. George's Hospital, because we want to prevent sudden death. We want to look into why this is happening, and we want to look at ways to get other people in communities that don't really know about that this can occur. And actually, I've mentioned this is devastating when you get a relative who could be sitting next to you watching TV and they suddenly drop down. And that's what we want people to basically try and help us raise money for. And I think there's not a limit in this, I would say.
I remember when I was screened and I was told that I needed a stent, and if I didn't have the stent by tomorrow, this was 10 years ago, it was goodbye Keith. So I did what I was told by my cardiologist. There's a lot that you can do to look after your health and your hearts to keep them healthy. Just give us one tip as to how you can keep a healthy heart.
One tip. Can I give two?
Okay.
So if you're over the age of 35, like you mentioned, heart attacks, that's going to be lifestyle. I would say not smoking, healthy eating, reduce your sugar intake and running. But if you're under the age of 35, the tip I would give is go on the website of Cardiac Risk of the Young, register and just get an ECG and from us, get a screen. You're seen by our specialists and we will look for these subtle abnormalities that will reduce your risk of sudden death. And I would say that is the one tip I would give.
Dr. Sarandeep Marwaha, on behalf of all the listeners of Leica Radio, a big thank you to you and the team led by Dr. Sanjay, who are going out to run tomorrow. If you're anywhere near central London, Green Park, Buckingham Palace, don't take your car anywhere near that. If you had 19,000 last time, just wave. Wave at Dr. Sarandeep Marwaha and her colleagues as they make their way in order to protect the hearts of young people. Thank you so much for doing this and thank you for joining us today. Best of luck for tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Keith, and thank you for the listeners for helping, and I appreciate coming on here today.
ਹੋਗੀ 1 2 2 ਉਹ ਕੁੜੀਏ what to do ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਪਤੰਗਾਂ ਵਰਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਐਵੇਂ ਉੱਡਦੀ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਹਿੱਲਾ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਟੁਕ ਟੁਕ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਮੇਕਅਪ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਗਿਟ ਪਿਟ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕੁਈਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਤੂੰ ਕੈਂਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਘੰਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਲਾਊਡਸਪੀਕਰ ਤੇ ਮਾਂਡੋਨਾ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਕੇ ਵਾਰਿਜ਼ਨ ਰਫੈਲ ਘਰ ਤੇ ਕਬੂਤਰ ਵਰਗੀ ਉਹ ਮੇਮਾ ਫਿਰਦੀ ਗੁਲਾਬੀ ਸ਼ੇਡ ਦਾ ਰੰਗ ਹੈ ਫਿਰੰਗੀ ਰੱਖੀ ਤੂੰ ਸਾਂਭ ਕੇ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਲੱਗਦਾ 100 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਚੰਗੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੂੰ ਘੰਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਘੰਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਗਲਾਸੀ ਰੱਖ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਸੀ ਦਾ ਗਿਲਾਸ ਖਿੱਚ
Tilda Rice. Elevate your festive dishes with Tilda.
We've got great deals at Morrison's this Eid, like a 5 kilo VT Super Basmati rice box for just £7.50. Or how about a 750 gram pick and mix party bag for just £4? Morrison's. Make good things happen. Selected stores and online, subject to availability. When it's gone, it's gone.
Hustle Diagnostics provides RT-PCR travel and self-assured COVID testing. Visit hustleddiagnostics.com or call 0300 124 6500. Scoop-Herb Ramadan Special Khajur and Badam Fresh Ice Cream. Celebrate your Ramadan with Scoop-Herb Ice Cream. Scoop-Herb on Rayners Lane, Harrow and Alperton, Wembley. Open till late during Ramadan.
At Foodco, they're literally not fanatics and stop at nothing to hunt down the finest nuts for their customers. As we follow them around the globe, it is becoming clear they only say yes to the very best. Ooh. Nope. The Foodco Nut Hunter is on the move again, relentless on the endless quest to bring home the finest nuts just for you. We only say yes to the best. Foodco, available in quality independent stores and selected major supermarkets.
7-Star Entertainment રજૂ કરે છે ગુજરાતી લોક ડાયરો. આપણું સાહિત્ય, આપણી માટી અને આપણી ધૂળની વાતો. ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ ઇન UK રાજબા ધડવી. અને સાથે છે કચ્છી કોયલ ગીતા રબારી. આ હરિયાળી રાત છે 11 જૂનના at Harrow Leisure Centre HA35BD. For tickets and further information, contact Videorama, Bollywood Pan and Jalsa Pan. Event managed by Devi Singh Patel. 074-556-01234.
Join the team of Leica Radio this Sunday for a live broadcast with a Chand Raat special by Creative Team Events, FMC Logistics and G Stones Properties, being held at the Royal Nawab, London. We're live from 7 p.m. onwards on Leica Radio.
Ali Bhavan, a large, spacious, hygienic Asian superstore in Bexley Heath with hundreds of products on special offer for this Ramadan. 4 baby chickens for £12, 4 roosters for £15, whole or half lamb only $7.99, fresh fish, tilapia, rohu or fresh prawns only $7.99, and pomfret $9.99 a kilo. TRS 750 grams broken cashews 2 for £9, Foodco 700 grams supreme almonds 2 for £12, Natco 750 grams jumbo pistachio 2 for £18, with many more unbelievable prices in store. Visit alibhavan.com, open daily from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Ali Bhavan, 11 to 15, Marketplace, Bexley Heath, DA6 7DZ. Phone 0203 149 1393.
Your dream holiday will be departing soon. Please make your way to the gate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome on board. Sit back and enjoy your flight to paradise.
We've missed these sounds, so let us book your next dream holiday. Call Citybond Holidays today on 0207 290 0616. We are ATOL protected.
Get to know your favourite presenters on Leica Radio and Leica Gold. Download the new Leica Radio mobile app with Leica Radio and Leica Gold streaming live now. The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
That's it for this week. Time's up. My thanks to Samit Kumar Biswas, Ruxana Hussain and Dr. Sarandeep Marwaha. Special thanks to my production assistant Dan, producer Rupi and my editor Adam. And finally, for all our Muslim listeners, I wish all of you blessings for the end of this holy month of Ramadan. To end today's programme, we're going to be listening to Kusu Kusu from Satyamay Jehi 2. This has been Talking Points on Leica Radio with Keith Vaz, broadcasting from London. Have a great bank holiday weekend.
London on 1458 AM and DAB. Smart speaker.